So, hi, we're going to go ahead and start, and today we're going to do a lot of gentle stretches and variation within each stretch, such as moving the palm up or down, or just moving the fingers or moving the head, and noticing how that opens up different connective tissues while holding a pose. So a lot of side bends and forward folds today. Let's go ahead and start out by sitting comfortably. You can sit on the mat, maybe cross your legs in easy pose. Take the hands in prayer. Close the eyes. Take some calm breaths. Take time to be in the moment. You have extra energy going on in the mind. To listen to the breath as a good distraction. Inhale, rise the hands towards the sky. And exhale, lower to the heart. If you like to open the eyes if they were closed, go ahead now. Inhale, rise the hands towards the sky. And exhale, lowering. Taking the arms up once more. And then reach the arms to the side. I'm going to join you sitting down. Reaching the arms to one side. Inhale. And then other side. Spreading the fingers out really wide. One more of each side. Inhale. And exhale. Hold this right here. And just take that top hand and rotate that palm upwards. And then rotate that wrist. And rotate the other way. Coming up, gently reach up for that wrist with the other hand. Little pull. Drop the shoulders. And then switch to the other side, taking the arm over. Turn that palm up. Rotate that wrist. And rotate the other way. Gently reach for that wrist with the other hand. A little tug. Drop both shoulders. Get the waist and ribs gently open. Good. Go ahead and take the legs in front, lifting the arms up. Inhale. In your staff pose, exhale, reach forward. Paschimottanasana. Go ahead and point the toes and flex the feet. And point. Good. And flex. Draw one leg in. Reaching to the side towards that bent knee. And then reaching to the other side. And twisting towards that knee. And crossing the other leg. Reaching the hands up with the legs crossed. Palms wide. Go ahead and reach forward. If you do put a block here, if it's uncomfortable, that's okay. Otherwise, lower down. Coming up, and just change the legs around to cross the other way around. Lifting up, inhale, and exhale, melting down, finding support under your hands with blocks if you need to. Maybe reach, start to walk your hands forward, creating more length in the lower back and spine. Coming up, take the other leg bent. Taking your hands down, gently bending towards that bent knee, opening that waist again and ribs. And then other side, gently rooting the opposite sit bone down, dropping both shoulders, keeping that length in the waist. Feels good. Coming up, adding that twist towards that knee, keeping the spine growing with each inhale. And then other side. Take your legs into a diamond. Go ahead and melt forward to your Baddha Konasana. Things you can do here. You can start to walk your fingertips forward, creating more length in your lower back, but you feel the connective tissue back there open. You can also start to lower the head more. And then shake out the shoulders and the head. Let the back of the neck become longer. Walk your hands to one side, Ardha Baddha Konasana. And then other side. Coming up, crossing the legs. Taking one hand down, reach to the opposite side of that hand. And then circle that arm forward. Inhale up, palm up. Two more like that. Taking that arm up, bending it, reaching for that elbow into a tricep stretch, upper back. Ooh, that feels good. Huge breath into the low belly. Taking that arm in front, wrap it around. Tuck your hips in, lower down, getting the back shoulder blades to open. Coming up, keeping the arms crossed, reaching your elbow just a little bit higher, or to feel the wrapping around the back side open. And then lower down again, tuck the hips in. Go ahead, release. Other side comes up with the arm up, hand to the side. And then exhale, circle around. Inhale, lift up, palm up. Shoulders calm. Two more like that. Exhale. Inhale, lengthen the waist and ribs. One more. Reach a little bit more with the fingers. Good. Keep that elbow bent. Reach that hand up. Tricep, upper back. Ooh, good stretch. Take that arm, wrap it around the front, or whatever side you didn't do. Go ahead and tuck the hips in, melt forward. Ooh, that feels good. Come center, lift your elbows about an inch or so upward. Open up the wings in the back. Inhale and exhale, take it down. Tuck the hips. Trapezius, back shoulder blades open. Good. Go ahead, release. Come up into all fours, guys. Do a few cat-cows on your own. We're going to do some variations here. So today we're going to do a lot of just holding or doing simple poses, but adding variations. So here we're just going to go ahead and look to one side and bring that hip towards that shoulder. And then other side. A few of each side. And then this is called a like a Hawaiian cow, okay? This is what cows would do if they were in Hawaii. I don't even know, I don't think there's cows in Hawaii. I'm not sure. So this is what a cow would do in Hawaii. We go to one side and then go down, go to the other side, and then go up. So your hips are just going to follow your head. Gently rotate the hips to reach towards the head. And then when you are ready, so to go the other way, if this is too much for you, you can just go up and down, and that is awesome too. Maybe holding one part a little longer than the other feels amazing. And then I'm going to add a towel for my knees, so if you want, you can add that under your knees. We're going into our cobra, coming forward, feet are flat, and then coming back to our Balasana child. A little rocking inhale, and exhale. Taking some deeper breaths, taking time to pause and hold each pose to feel the lengthening. When we get here, just gently sway the hips side to side. And then coming back. Then walk your hands to one side. Reach your hips back. Let's go ahead and curl our toes to create more gripping and lengthening. And then here, your palms are in down dog hands maybe. Palms are wide on the floor. In your palms wide here, gently lift the fingers up. So the palms are flat down, pretend this is the ground. And we're just going to lift the fingers up from the ground, creating a gentle flexing and lengthening as you're on the ground. Your side stretch, good. And then while you're doing this diagonal puppy child stretch, take your hands here, you're lifting them up, and then place them down, finger, 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 and then reverse it. Just kind of placing and lifting. Getting into all the connective tissues and tendons, good. Let's try the other side. Reach more forward if you need more lengthening and less diagonal. Gently lift the fingers up with the palms wide, reaching out wide and lower them. A few of those. And then doing those piano fingers, one finger at a time, walking. Getting release in the tendons. Good. Coming up on all fours. Go ahead and take one leg out, curl the toes, hands at the shoulders, other arm out. And exhale, draw in. Inhale, reach out. A few more of those with full breath. Really taking care of the spine. Good. start to rotate the ankle and the wrist in either direction. And then rotate the other direction around. If it's too confusing, do the same side. Taking yourself down. Come down into a child pose. Oh. Things you can do in your child pose. You can take your hands in prayer. You can have your elbows down with the hands in prayer. Coming up, other side, guys. Extend the leg. Opposite arm. Inhale, exhale, draw and release that spine. Good. Giving full breath. Oh. And then holding it out and just start to have some rotations in the ankle and wrist while we keep this extension. Good. And other way around. Oh. Come back into our Balasana child pose. Feels good. Take your palms up by your feet. Maybe you're round a little bit more in your child pose. Letting everything from the center of your vertebrae just separate and melt to the side. We're going to come up, bring the leg forward. Go ahead and lift up the arms in a low lunge, Anjaneyasana. Good. So I'm going to face you here so it's not confusing. We have one leg forward, guys. Good. And then whatever leg that's, you're going to use the opposite arm. So grab that wrist of the opposite arm. Good. And then reaching forward now with your hands. Take that opposite arm and reach forward. And then circle back. Inhale, reach forward. Exhale, circle back. One more, inhale, lengthen. Hold it here and rotate that wrist. And circle the other way around. Good. Take your hands down, and we're going to reach that front leg back to a three-legged down dog, okay? You're welcome to be on all fours here, or if you want, come all the way back, and then rotate that ankle, and really push away with your hands. And rotate the ankle the other way. Take that leg back forward. Drop that same knee down, lifting up. Interlace the fingers now. Turn the palms out. Same leg is forward, and then tilt towards that bent knee. Good. Coming down, come back into our child pose Balasana. This time, maybe the knees are wide and feet are flat. Really sinking back, opening up the hips. Coming up, going into all fours with the other leg coming forward. So here we go, this leg. Inhale, lifting the arms up and low Anjaneyasana. Good. And then here, just go ahead and reach for that wrist of the opposite arm. Oh, that feels amazing. All along the side waist and ribs. Just tell your shoulders to be a little calmer. Really pressing your hips forward and softening the shoulders. Good. Coming down. Taking that leg up into a three-legged down dog or on your knee. Good. And just circle that ankle. Really push her with wide palms and circle the other way. Coming forward with the same leg. And then coming up, interlace the fingers and turn the palms out. And then we bend towards that knee, opening up again. Good, hands come down. And then we take that arm, reach it forward. And then reach it back. So we're reaching that arm forward, inhale. And then exhale, reach it back. You're welcome to move the body, coming up and down if that feels good to create more movement, or you can stay down. Inhale and exhale. Ooh, feels good. Okay, let's go ahead and walk that back foot forward. And just shake out your head, release. And gently, if you have some blocks or something to rest your hands on, please do so. Or rest your hands on your legs. And we're just twisting through the waist and the hips, a little side to side, slowly. And then add reaching for your elbows or forearms. And let's just play ragdoll, let everything drop. Feel that wonderful lengthening. Effortless, just hanging. Good, coming up slowly, lifting the arms over the head, inhale. And exhale, hands in prayer. Good. Lifting the arms up one more time. Reach for one wrist, doesn't matter which wrist you reach for. Standing in Tadasana with your feet beneath your hips. Right here, stay here. So what we're doing is we're grabbing that wrist with the other wrist over the head. Let me skip down so you can see me. And then take that free hand and gently pull a little bit on each finger. Just a little bit, a little pull. Just to create space in the finger joints. Ooh, good. Go ahead, release. And then other side. In your Triangle Tadasana, swaying palm, sure you're reaching for that wrist, pushing that hip bone out, trying to get that hip to touch the opposite or that side wall, feeling space in the ribs open. Turn that palm a little bit up so you can create more opening on the side of the body. And then we can gently pull each finger, creating space in the joints. This is helping the synovial fluid and the blood flow and the healing all circulate between the joints. Good. Take that down. Good. Go ahead and come up to our balance pose, our tree pose. You're welcome to take yourself into kickstand with one foot here and hands in prayer. Next option, the foot can come higher. Please make sure you don't do what I do. I end up shifting my weight to one side. Like when you are standing, waiting in line or anywhere, or just standing around the house, you may notice that you will favor a leg and just shift and rest on that leg a lot. And then you wonder why you have sciatic or low back pain. So when you do this pose, we are not shifting your weight like this. Instead, you are lengthening by using your Uddiyana Bandha, lifting, and then the inhale, the energy comes up the spine equally. So taking that foot, side. Instead of shifting, we're gonna lift up. Try to keep your hips parallel. You can even take your hands on your hip bones to make them stay parallel. Press the foot towards the inside of that leg. Each inhale, imagine your spine lifting and the string holding up your head. Take the arms out. If you like to, you can come back to kickstand. And then just circle the wrist here. Keep that lengthening with each inhale. Circle the other way around. Find a dristy spot to focus on. Good. Now here, we're going to take our hands so that they're going to turn from, instead of your palms here, they're going to come down to here. Now, if that is uncomfortable, keep your hands in prayer. So we're taking our hands to here. And that's just going to create opening in the back of the wrist. You have carpal tunnel, or like me, I have a strained wrist that I strained 5 years ago and it still hurts me. So going in your tree pose, taking your hands from prayer to the back of the hands touching, and relax the shoulders. Oh, that feels really good back here for me. Good. Go take the legs out wide, lifting up, and inhale, exhale, forward fold. Feet are parallel or turned in to protect the knees. Reach for your elbows and just sway side to side. Let it go.
Did you ever let go? Did you ever not know? You were never out there alone.
And coming up, walk the feet together, heel toe, coming up, inhale. And exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana, touching your legs to the floor. Exhale, lower. Coming back into your down dog. Push away. Raising a leg. Lengthen. Inhale and exhale, bring that leg forward. Lower that knee. From here, you have the option of reaching. So we talked about today, we're going to do different variations in a pose. Reach the hands to one side. That back knee can be down and our line is. Reach a little bit forward more. Come center with your knee on top of the ankle. Let that foot go side. You can see here. You're going to take that foot sideways. I'm going to put a towel underneath that. If it feels good to you, you can reach forward while you do that in your low lunge. That's going to really open up the sciatic and the hip. Good stuff. Take that knee center. Another variation is you can dip the shoulder that's closest to that leg and take the arm under. Just kind of dip the inside of the body. If that feels good, you can do a little rocking side to side just to release that hip joint. Even if your arm's not a little dipping here, you can just rock side to side. Good. Go ahead and step the back leg forward. Forward fold. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana, part way. Exhale, melting. Inhale, arms come up, Urdhva Sthasana, hands to the sky. Exhale, hands in prayer. You're doing awesome. Let's go on the other side. So whatever side you didn't do tree pose on. And come to kickstand or lift higher. Hands on the hips to make sure you're not shifting. Energy lifting up, keeping the spine open and long. Inhale, arms come out to a V, opening the heart chakra. And then just rotate the wrists. And then other way around. So in yoga, we talk about spiraling energy, moving upward towards enlightenment. So releasing the tension in the joints helps us do that, to open up. Good. And then you have the option to take the back of the hands together, just to find a little release in those tendons there. Make sure the shoulders are relaxed. Good. Go ahead and take the legs out. Oh. And then reach for the elbows and rock side to side. Oh. Coming down into your down dog. Taking the other leg up, whatever leg you didn't do last time. Create some length and really push away with wide palms. Reach that top leg back. Shift your weight back. Inhale and exhale. Bring that leg forward to a low lunge. And then same thing here. You can add a towel if you like. And then walk your hands to one side a little bit. It's not about how much forward or side you walk. It's just about getting a release in the hip. This is just where I go. Just go how you feel. Reach a little bit more or less. Then reach a little bit more forward or back. Maybe lower your head so you're not hurting the back of the neck looking up at me. Oh. And then coming center, making sure that knee's on top of the ankle. You can take that foot and come back so you can see what I'm doing. And then take that foot and then let it go side. Put a towel there. Okay, here. Ooh, getting in that sciatic. If it doesn't feel safe for you, then please don't do this one. And then you can, of course, reach a little bit, come a little lower if that feels good. Ooh, this side is not as carefree for me as the other side, so be careful. There's a fine line between stretch and not so good. You'll know the difference. Keeping that stretch side. Oh. Then you have the option, like we did on the other side, is to dip the inside shoulder, reach just a little bit under, get a little bit release if that feels good for you, and then a little rocking, or if it's uncomfortable, take your hand back to normal, a little rocking. Feeling different areas of that hip release. Good. Stepping that back leg forward, forward fold. Oh. Inhale, part way. Exhale, melt. Inhale, hands to the sky. And exhale, hands to your heart. Good. So going into other poses and holding variations, coming into our warrior two. Take the front palm up, reach back, reverse warrior. And then taking the arms around, side angle. And do a few of these at your own pace. Inhale. And exhale. Next, we're going to do one more and do those piano fingers. So reaching up, take that top hand and start to press or bend, extend. Now these are with straight fingers, so we're not bending. Instead, we are just pressing, pressing and pressing. Good. And then going back to our side angle. And doing our piano fingers there. Good. And then coming down to our down dog, take that leg up. Go ahead and bend at that knee and circle that knee around, releasing in the hip. And then circle the other way around. At this point, you can be on your knee if you like. Otherwise, we're just going to draw the knee in and then draw it out. Oh, that feels good. So you can be on your knee if you like. Stepping that leg forward. Come back to our reverse warrior on the same leg. Oh, feels good. And then come back to our down dog. Just pedal the feet out, a little release. Stepping the feet forward, forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, Uttanasana. Inhale, hands to the sky. Exhale, hands in prayer. Come to warrior two on the other side. Palm up, reverse warrior. Inhale. Exhale, side angle. We're doing 3 gentle waves through these asanas, taking your time. On our third one, holding it up, bending the front knee a little more. Go ahead to play the piano with straight fingers, pressing gently through the joints. And then come to our side angle, reach, plant the opposite heel and pinky toe down, and then gently pressing. You're almost pressing through the knuckles with straight fingers, and feel the release in those joints as you reach the fingers forward. Good. Coming down, reaching that leg back. Adho Mukha Shavasana, bend that knee, nice. And then circle the hip around, release. And then other way around. At this point, like we said before, you can go on your knee and move the leg here, or you can stay up and then exhale, draw in. Inhale, reach back. Oh, this is what I needed. Feels so good, my hip and back. Keep that length in the spine. Push it with your hands. Nice. One more time, reaching that leg forward. Come into reverse warrior. Inhale, take a nice long extra reach with the fingers. Opening the belly, waist, and ribs. Exhale, forward. Come back to our child, Balasana. Take some extra deep breaths in the belly. Nice. Coming up into our plank. You're welcome to come to your knees if you like. Exhale, lower. Inhale to your cobra, Bhujangasana. Exhale, lower. Come back to child, Balasana. Coming up to our plank. At this point, if you like, you can gently rock forward and back, working on the ankles. If it's uncomfortable, keep the knees down or even come to your elbows. You can gently dip some hips here, a little release. Lower down, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, Bhujangasana. Exhale, lower. Come back to your Balasana Child. Nice. Coming up once more to your plank. Oh. You can start to bring that knee forward and stretch. Push the opposite heel back. Switch other side. Push the opposite heel back. You can drop the knee down or keep the knee up. By bringing that knee forward, it gives you some leverage and take some weight off your wrist. Try to poke a hole into the back wall with your heel. Good. And Chaturanga Dandasana. Coming up, inhale. And exhale back again. Oh. Go ahead and circle the wrist here, gently resting on the elbows maybe, and circle the other way around. Coming up to our down dog, pedal the feet. Good release. And exhale, walking forward, forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, lower. Inhale, hands to the sky. And exhale, hands in prayer. Good. Coming to another pose today. Go ahead and bend that knee to your warrior two, guys. Good. From here, going into our warrior three. So reaching our hands towards that side, turning the toes in the same direction. Start to bring that foot forward. Take your hands on the ground, bottom leg could be bent, supporting you. And then if you like, reach one arm, other arm optional. And then lowering down, forward fold Uttanasana. Coming down into our plank, inhale, exhale, lower. Inhale, Bhujangasana. Exhale, lower. Come back in child. Some calm breaths. You're doing wonderful. Coming up, walk your feet forward, forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, lower. Inhale, arms over the head. Exhale, hands in prayer. Coming out to our warrior two on the other side. Preparing for our warrior three. First, just reach the arm in that direction. Step the back leg forward. Hang out here. Maybe your hands come down, keeping the bottom leg bent. Pick up the back leg if you like. Reach one arm, maybe both. Stepping the back leg down, forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, lower.
Don't need an answer, just some.
Come back into plank. Inhale. Exhale, lower. Inhale. Exhale, come back into child. Nice. Take some full breaths in the belly.
Just as the sunrise.
We're going to return to our Warrior Three one more time. If you feel that you'd like to stay here in child pose, please enjoy this and take care of yourself and do so.
Don't know if life is a small part of something greater. And when you get off this raging horse, sings to whatever.
Otherwise, coming back up to our down dog and walking the feet forward. Exhale, Uttanasana. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, lower. Inhale, hands to the sky. Exhale, hands in prayer. Good. Coming to our Warrior Two, whatever side you like. To our Warrior Three, reaching. Virabhadrasana C. Bending that leg as you step the back leg closer. Maybe hands come down. And before you reach, you can lift that leg, reach a hand. You can take that hand and reach it back. You can keep that leg down as you're reaching. Forward and back. You come back to your Warrior Three, balance. Coming down, let it go. Go ahead and come back into your plank and vinyasa three. If it's too much for you, go into your child, please. And we'll all meet up in Balasana. Coming through into our down dog, walking the feet forward, coming into our other side. Forward fold. Inhale, part way. Exhale, lower. Inhale, arms up to the sky. Exhale, hands in prayer, your Tadasana. Coming into the other side, Warrior Two. Virabhadrasana B, and then reaching. Coming down, squaring the hips in the same direction, picking that leg up. Bottom leg a little bent, maybe reaching one arm. And then reaching it back. You can keep the back foot down, make sure your hand's in line with your foot if you're doing that option. You can have the back knee down, doing this option also. You're just reaching, noticing the opening in the ribs, and the waist. And then coming to our full Warrior Three if you like, if it's in your practice today. And of course, meeting back to the mat, let everything go. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, Uttanasana. Come down to child. Maybe your knees are wide and feet are flat. Super huge, satisfying belly breaths. Now as we're down in our child pose, Balasana, you can have your knees parallel or wide out. Your hands are in front of you on the mat. Keeping your arms gently where they are, we're just going to move the wrist, just walking a little bit to one side and walking to the other side. So kind of like windshield wipers with the hands. Good. You can do a little piano pet play as you do so. Nice. And then coming up, go ahead and sit down. Lay on your back. If you have a towel, grab that towel or a strap and take one leg up. Oh my goodness. A little rocking side to side. Go ahead, hold it there. Just bend and release a few times. And then in this bending and releasing, let that knee go to the side a little bit.
Just like fire, no denying.
Hold it up there. Take it across the body into a spinal twist. Oh.
Sky may be gray.
Reach that free arm up. Circle the wrist here.
I know I do.
Circle the other way around. Reach that arm side. With the chest and belly, breathe. Go to release that towel. Pull that knee in. Hold it center. Circle that knee around a little bit, releasing the hip. And then other way. And then other leg, of course. Take time just to take care of the joints. A little bend and extend, moving slowly. And then if you want variation, take that leg a little bit out to the side, opening up the hip and inner thigh more. A little bending and releasing. And then taking that arm across, opposite hand, that leg across the, let me scoot over so I don't knock into the sidewall here. Oh my goodness, that feels amazing on that lower back and sciatic and IT band. Extend that free arm up, reach over the ribs and waist, and let's circle that wrist. Feels so good to open up and circle the other way around. Take that arm to the side for your full Uttara Parivartanasana, spinal twist. Some extra huge breaths again in the chest and belly. Feeling open across the chest and clavicles. Feeling good in the joints and connective tissues. Let's go Go ahead, release. Pull that knee in and just circle that knee around, releasing the hip and lower back. And then other way around. Come up to our happy baby, Ananda Balasana. Cross one leg over the other, pull in, hands anywhere that feels good to your Apanasana. And other way around.
When the stars glow bright, the summer's old. In the misty bright moonlight, I were told.
Taking your palms down, knees bent, walk your feet a little bit wider, and just rock your knees and hips side to side.
The hills they seem all green, but they hide all the monsters. And you kept holding my hand as you reached for water. On the hills by the lake, you were chasing your dream. And I gave you a rose.
Pull the knees in, one more circle.
Kept on
And other way around. Good. Pulling lengthen, interlace the fingers, turn the palms out.
it was worth
And then just reach a little bit to one side. Point and flex the feet a couple times.
when the
And then other side, Vananasana.
summer's old.
Point and flex a couple times, like the waist and ribs, hamstrings.
When the storm is raging in your head, when you feel there's nothing,
And then lay down for Shavasana.
the hills they seem all green, but they hide.
Whatever you like to do with your legs or arms.
And you kept holding my hand as you reached for water. On the hills by the lake, you were chasing your dream. And I gave you a rose that you kept on seeing, kept on seeing.
Take one hand in the belly, one hand on the heart.
For so long,
Feeling a connection
I kept going on.
to self-love.
And for every tear you shed,
Self-care, self-compassion.
the hills are
When the chest and belly rise and fall. Go ahead and draw the knees in, rock to side once more. And then roll to the side, coming up.
this summer I'll be by your side.
Sitting comfortably, hands in prayer.
You can't describe
Inhale, rise the hands towards the sky.
how long will you wait.
Exhale, lower to the heart.
I want you to see what
Inhale, rising.
I see.
Exhale, lowering. From my heart to yours, namaste. Thank you.